I would like to have some questions from you. If possible, I'll try to answer them. Please ask me some questions. Will be good. Again, I say I'm sorry for coming late, but you understand the way you had jammed the traffic. Yes, please.
Could you compare your yoga with hatha yoga and Raja yoga?
Oh, I'll tell you about it. It's a very good question. It's about hatha yoga and Raja. Now, the modern hatha yoga is something I just don't understand. But Patanjali Shastra, the one who has written hatha, that is, hatha is nothing but your these two nadis, which these must have described to you. And there are ashtangas, means there are 8 aspects of hatha yoga, according to Patanjali who has written. The most important and the primordial and the first one is Ishvara Pranidhana, means the establishment of God within you. Now, in these acrobatic things that we do, we have no idea of God, we never talk of it. Forget about God, only you have to think down, that's all. Because they all want to be actors and actresses. They don't want to be yogis. It's a different style of things. It was Ishvara Pranidhana. First, you must get your realization. Out of these 8, one is Yama Niyama. In the Niyama, there's only one for physical exercises. That, depending on where the Kundalini is, we also use Hatha Yoga in a way. Supposing Kundalini is stopping at a point, at a certain center, due to physical problem, we do a little asanas which are necessary or some exercise to do it. But that's a very different thing. Modern Hatha Yoga is like this. That supposing I have to come from London to Birmingham, alright? I don't start my car. Nothing. But I turn it to the left and the right. Standing there, static, you see. And I think I've reached Birmingham. Only I have the map. I'll go right, left. Or even worse than that, I would give an analogy. It is like taking all the medicines together without knowing what disease you have got. It's very indiscriminate. None of these teachers have realization. How will they understand the importance of Hatha Yoga? I don't understand. In India, a guru is the person who is a realized soul. He could be a Muslim, he could be Hindu, he could be anyone. But he has to be a realized soul to begin with. Brahmin is a realized soul. Now these days the Brahmins can be kept as cooks. So, the whole concept is so superficial today's Hatha Yoga. Then Raja Yoga is now. So you understand Hatha Yoga is a thing. The beginning of Hatha Yoga starts with Sahaja Yoga, where it is established. But Hatha Yoga is a subsidiary thing. Wherever we need, we can use it. Wherever we need the part of it, we use it. The second part is the Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga is another misconception people have got. That when the Kundalini rises, you must see this is a tremendous happening that takes place with the Kundalini rising from that upwards. It's not towards the gravity, it's moving upwards. So to happen this, there must be some happenings taking place. For example, when it rises suddenly, when it crosses the second center, it goes into a kind of a augmentation there. So the Kundalini doesn't follow. That is called as bandhas. These bandhas, this is the augmentation, we can say the closing of it. Then it goes higher, it starts closing this. It comes to the Vishuddhi Chakra, there the all energy has to be brought into play. So there's a kechari happens, that the tongue a little bit put in. But you won't feel anything, it's so fast, it's so quick you won't feel it. I mean, I cannot give another analogy like that. that even if you say concord, I mean, you do feel something about it. But supposing if you have a plane that you just board in and you are there, it's a split of a second, the Kundalini can just show. So you don't feel any of these things. Like the whole earth is so big, but you don't see that it's round. The circumference, in relation to thing that you see, is so small that you don't see it's round. In the same way, the Sahaja Yoga is such a quick method of Kundalini rising. I mean, there's no other method. But today's Sahaja Yoga, I should say, so fast that you don't feel anything. What happens? Your eyes also get dilated. But I have seen these mad people called Raja Yogis. They even put atropine in their eyes to dilate their pupil because said that your eyes must be dilated. They cut out their tongues, push it back. You see, there was one in America, used to cut out the tongue of the people, used to wag their tongues. Even there are now today people affected by this great guru, whose tongues are still wagging like this, and they used to put back their tongues. You mean to say by doing all these tricks you are going to raise the Kundalini? Some hold their thing. There's nothing to be done. It is spontaneous. It is effortless. It is in the loving care of God. Why do you want to break your necks for nothing at all? What is the need? I first used to think like children, you see, when they want to impress their mother for something, they do these tantrums, you see, just to attract the attention of the mother. But now I think they are very serious about it. It's most surprising. We're going to that extent, you see. It spoils your chakras. It spoils your position in Sahaja Yoga as a good Sahaja Yogi and a bad Sahaja Yogi. A Sahaja Yogi who gets it quick, stationed himself there and mastered it, is a person who goes very fast, and a person who has ruined his chakras requires attention. One has to take a lot of trouble to improve them. Careful. So all these ideas can be only clarified when you get your realization. Alright?
The Bhagavad Gita or the 8 things of Patanjali itself?
What is it? Bhagavad Gita?
The 8 things of Patanjali itself.
No. Because unless and until you realize, I'm saying, supposing now, it is like this, before starting your car, if you move it right and left, and then start the car, will it help to come to Birmingham? It is wasteful, first of all, and it might have already broken your wheels. Oh, nothing to worry. I mean, I must say, nothing to worry about. Alright? May God bless. May God. See, I don't blame anyone or don't feel bad, because after all, you are seekers, you know. You are seekers. How are you to know? You are all seekers. How are you to know these people write so many books? It's easy to write any book, isn't it, these days? What is that? If you have money, you can write any. You can publish any. Whatever you want to write. What does it take? Right. Only I am the person who has not written anything so far. There are people writing about me or about Sahaja Yoga. It's different problem. I have not written anything so far. Christ has not written anything. Sri Krishna never wrote anything. Rama never wrote anything. So I'll have to write, I think. I wrote something and people said it goes over our head, mother, because as soon as we read it, we become thoughtless. So what to do? Alright. What's the next question, please? It's a very good question. What's the next question? 5 minutes more. Yes.
Could we ask a question to God when we get connected?
Could we?
Can you ask a question of God when you get connected?
Yes.
Can you ask a question to God when you are connected?
Of course. Now I say, because you are connected. So you put your hands towards God and say, Is there God? If you ask such a question, tremendous vibrations. You, not only that, but you want to ask, say about your own father. How is he? Supposing he is not here, you will get a burning somewhere here. These are his centers. Immediately you will know which center is catching, and if you know the decoding, immediately you will know what's the problem he has got. You will know about everyone like that. Not only about God, about yourself and about others. That is what it is, the becoming of the collective consciousness. That you become a universal being.
And you will be able to see the God as I am able to see you.
It's not seeing the God, is not the point today. Because seeing is, in any case, is not being. You see my difference? Now you are, what's your name please? Bipin. Now you are Mr. Bipin. Can you see yourself, Mr. Bipin? Now when you have become Mr. Bipin, you can't see. When you become part and parcel of God, you can't see anything. But you can act. Seeing is being separate.
So you mean to say you become one with the God?
Yes, that's the point. You become one with the primordial being. You become his power. Or you become his instruments. You see, one should not go into dogmas, because you see, on that there might be a quarrel already existing, whether you become his instrument or he becomes your instrument. All that, you see. So I don't want to fall into that trap. But what I would say, that you start feeling the power. Let's put it down, you become the spirit. That's why, Buddha never talked of God. He said, better not talk of God, because then other questions will start. Better tell them you become your spirit, finished. First let them become spirit, then we'll talk further. Any other question, please?
And do you see spirits? Do you see spirits?
What is it? Spirits. Now, why do you want to see?
No, I'm interested.
They exist, no doubt, but we have nothing to do with them. They are past, they are finished, they are gone. What are we to bother about them? Of course, they are there, what to do? They are very troublesome people. We have had lots of problems from them. All these gurus are using them. It's all done. What's there?
There are what do you call
Good spirits. No, we should have nothing to do with them. Because now you are a person who lives in the present. Good or bad, we have nothing to do with them. How do you know who's good, who's bad? Once you allow a good man to come in, a bad man may walk in. How will you know? So better have none of them coming to you. Better be alone about this. Gradually you'll know about all of them, and be amazed how you know to keep away from these people. They didn't tell you? What were you didn't tell?
We mentioned it, we explained it, but you tell it in.
What's it?
It's some sort of energy.
Yes, it is. It is energy. It is the energy of our desire, which is not yet manifested. And which is that desire which is not yet manifested within us? It's the desire to become the divine. Once this energy is manifested, that's why it is called as residue. Then this desire is manifested.
You have to create and imagine this energy.
No. It exists. It's there. Nothing is imaginary, nothing is to be done by you. It's all there, just like a premium in a sea. It exists. You don't have to. There's nothing, imaginary thing. Nothing. It's really there. You can see the pulsation. You can see it pulsating. You can see it rising. You can feel the pulsation on top of your head. You can see the breaking of this. You can see the cool breeze coming out of your head, the real baptism taking place. It's all there. It's all there. It's no imagination needed at all. It's not thinking. By thinking you don't do it. If you think, say, about a seed, that I imagine now this seed will sprout. Will it sprout? No. It has to sprout. In the same way, it has to happen. It's a living process.
When we realise we have a desire for self-realisation, is that mentally grasping? If we have a quiet faith and trust, will it gradually come to us?
If we have the desire, we don't recognise it, will it gradually come to us anyway?
Yeah, good. But that desire is only manifested by Kundalini awakening. That desire is there, of course, in the unconscious it is there. Gradually it becomes a very conscious desire. Then you seek it, you run for it, but it is only manifested when the Kundalini rises and breaks your fontanelle bone area. That's it.
But how does one actually stimulate?
What stimulates?
How does one stimulate this energy?
It just gets stimulated. It is there. I think something special about me. And then you become the same special being. You can do it too. It's question, as I told you, a light enlightens another light. Alright? In the same way.
You spoke of, and he says, you spoke of hatha yoga as being physical yoga, Raja yoga as being mental yoga. Could you talk about the process of this yoga?
No, I'm not saying that is physical. We are using it for a physical purpose. It is not physical, nor it is mental, this Raja Yoga is. All these things are the part and parcel in this Sahaja Yoga, which is a spontaneous happening. In this Kundalini, which is the residual force within us, the desired force within us, unwinds itself, and few threads of this start rising as pulsation. You can see it also, the rising. She moves up, gradually enlightening these centers, and opens up the last center, the seventh center here, by which the spirit, which is actually seated in your heart, gets enlightened, because the seat of the spirit is on top of your head. Alright? No questions? Alright. So now I think we should have it. What do you say? Better have it.